Hello everybody, and for the first time, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be telling the story of how I beat my first ever Nuzlocke, Pokemon Platinum. Now if you're like me and you watch Pokemon challenges all the time, you'll know that he thinks that Pokemon Platinum is one of the most difficult Pokemon games to Nuzlocke. And that's exactly why I decided to do it as my first one. You know, gotta build up that gamer credibility. Can't win unless you're orange justicing your way to the top. Alright, enough stupidity, let's get into the video. So if you're unaware, when you're doing a Nuzlocke, you have to follow 3 specific rules. You have to catch the first Pokemon you find on any route or in any town. You have to nickname all your Pokemon. And if the Pokemon faints, it is considered dead and it must be released or put in a box. On top of that, you can add any rules you want to it. The rules I chose to implement were Dupes Clause, which means I can re-roll my encounter if I run into a Pokemon from the same lineage as another Pokemon I've caught. No resets, which means I can't reset the game at will, especially if something goes wrong. Random starter, which means I choose my starter based on the last number of my trainer ID. If it's 1 through 3, I pick grass. If it's 4 through 6, I pick fire. If it's 7 through 9, I pick water. And if it's 0, I get to choose for myself. If I black out, the game is over. I can't use legendaries. My rules don't start until after the catching tutorial. I can't grind at all before the catching tutorial, meaning I have to lose the first battle and run from all wild Pokemon. Shiny Clause, which means if I encounter a shiny Pokemon, I can catch it like I'm playing a standard Pokemon run. HM Clause, which means I can go catch a Pokemon if I don't have one that is compatible with a specific HM. And to ban the Chansey line because they're broken as fuck. Now the only reason why I'm explaining this is because it may be your first time ever hearing about a Nuzlocke, so I won't ever do this again. Unless I do another one of these and then I have to explain all the rules again. I should also mention that I did this entire Nuzlocke on stream, and you can watch all of the streams that I did on my VOD channel, Daffy Duck Plus, just in case you want to critique me a little more in depth. Okay, that's all the preliminary garbage out of the way, and let's start the show. So Professor Rowan introduces himself and tells me that this is the world of Pokemon, which I already know. Then I tell him that I am very obviously a boy and that my name is Dafty. Then he asks me about my friend who I named Cliff because it sounds like a better name than Barry. It also may or may not be a Metallica reference. I also may or may not have used a name generator, but that's besides the point. So I leave home and Barry says the funny thing and then we go and try and get a Pokemon for ourselves, and then Professor Rowan says, "No, you shouldn't do that without a Pokemon." So I go to check my trainer ID, and lucky me, it's a 6. So that means Chimchar. Lucky me, I just got the best starter, and there's definitely, positively nothing that I could do wrong to screw this chance. Pew, I win. Pew, I fucking win. I may have won the first battle without thinking about it. Alright, well, moving on. So I stumbled on the first step of my journey. No big deal, no big deal. I go through the whole rigmarole at the start of the game, and then I check my trainer card, and I was punished. And then this shit happened. God fucking damn it. God fucking damn this game. And you wanna know what the game said next?
I'll fucking do it again.
Okay. Luckily this time I didn't win, so I didn't have to do that shit again. So after that I went to Professor Rowan's lab and I was gifted Turtwig, and I nicknamed it Vodka Salad after asking 2 different streamers what I should name it. It's Vodka Salad. Then I went through the rest of the tutorial, got the journal and the parcel, and went straight to the catching tutorial, and this happened. I should be like a Charizard. No fucking way! I am now officially afraid of Dawn. Please don't come near me. Don't come near me or my family, please. No. Luckily, Dawn doesn't absolutely eviscerate us, and instead she gives us the Pokeballs, so now we can finally begin our Nuzlocke journey. Oh fuck. Okay, so I just got my Pokeballs. What do? Buy more. I have this philosophy whenever I play a Pokemon game that I should never run out of Pokeballs, and especially in a Nuzlocke that makes sense. So after that I go over to Route 201 to have my first encounter, and I run into a Starly which was quite based. I named him Twitter and I prepared for a very long journey with him. After debating whether or not to use my lake encounter, I decided not to. I went and healed, and then I encountered a Shinx on Route 202. Let's fucking go. I caught it and named it Insert Name because I couldn't think of a good name. Insert name for now. I did a little bit more grinding on Route 202, and then I went into my battle with youngster Tristan. Not a very eventful battle as it's the first hurdle of the game, but nonetheless I won with no casualties. After that battle was over, I went back to Sandgem Town to heal and prepare for my battle with last Natalie. This battle also wasn't anything special, just take care of one stupid Bidoof. GG easy. After that, because I'm paranoid, I ran to Sandgem Town, back to the Pokemon Center, healed, and then realized that Twitter did not level up in that last battle. Why did Twitter not level up? So I decided to go and train a little bit, and I thought it would be a good opportunity to learn a little bit about EVs while healing in between encounters. For time's sake, here's a list of all the EVs that my Pokemon have earned so far. After some absolutely riveting grinding, I decided to heal and then continue to grind. But little did I know. Fucking crit! I knew it was gonna happen. Fuck! And thus, Twitter was suspended. Our first major loss of many. So we lay Twitter to rest and say our final goodbyes, but alas, we must keep moving. In our sadness, we decided to go and catch another Pokemon and use up the lake encounter. And I'm gonna let this clip speak for itself. I found God. Ariana Grande was right. We then went up against youngster Logan and his Burmy, but Vodka Salad and God took care of them pretty easily. We then caught up with Dawn, and I had this to say to the world. I have a bunch of friends who think the Jubilife City theme is the best in the game. I disagree, I think it's Eterna. We then fast forwarded through Looker's dialogue, delivered the parcel and got the map, beat both trainers in the school, got the Poketch, got the Old Rod, caught a Magikarp and named it Filet, and decided to use my Route 204 encounter. While trying to claim this encounter, I forgot that you could only catch Magikarp with the Old Rod, so I ended up just continuing to reroll until I encountered a Zubat. Let's go! I caught it and named it Crowbar, and then decided to grind for the rest of the episode. Hey, thanks for watching the first episode of my Nuzlocke series. As is mandatory with any Pokemon game, there are going to be large swaths of grinding in this series. So, in place of that, I decided to include an EV stat sheet to make up for lost time and to keep these videos shorter. I figured they make for a more interesting take on doing a Nuzlocke series, because then some people can learn about effort values in a new light. So here's how I'm going to do it. In a sort of credit sequence, I'm going to show the EVs earned for each Pokemon that battles on my team. And after that, I'm going to show which Pokemon, for example, my Bidoof defeated to get those EVs, and also the total number of said Pokemon they defeated. I hope this will be as interesting for you as it is to me. Thanks again for watching, and hopefully the next video doesn't take a year and a half to make. Peace!